Hello, my dear students. Good afternoon. So, welcome to the online video class session of political science. So, my dear students, in our previous class, we discussed about the Plato's ideal state and Plato's theory of education, and also we discussed about the Plato's theory of communism. This is all under the first unit, the Greek political thought. So, in the Greek political thought, we have been discussing about the important Greek political philosophers like Plato and Aristotle. So up to now, Plato was completed. So let us discuss about one of the most important political philosopher, the worldwide famous political philosopher is none other than Aristotle. So Aristotle was considered as the father of political science. Aristotle was the noblest and the most sincere disciple of Plato, because Plato was started academy. So in that academy, many of the students was produced by the Plato's academy, but out of them Aristotle was the most important and very noble and the most sincere student of Plato. So the Aristotle is known as the best and the first Platonist. So that is why he is a philosopher. He was become a philosopher and still perhaps the greatest name in the history of political philosophy. That is why he was considered as the father of political science, and his works covered the whole range of the natural sciences. So that is why his contribution was more not only in the political science. So he was expert in political science, he was expert in biology, he was expert in physics, he was expert in arithmetic, he was expert in rhetoric. So not only one subject. So that is why he was called as the walking university. That much of knowledge he has gained in those days. So Aristotle was the very genius and well versed in a number of disciples. So he was, I already said that he was not only expert in the politics, he was expert in aesthetics, biology, ethics, logics, physics, and political science, psychology. So these are the areas he was contributed many aspects. So is combined research with teaching. So dominating the entire spectrum of human through the for centuries. His contribution is still still unforgettable position in the history of political science. So the history of Western intellectuals traditions, both Plato and Aristotle enjoy the preeminent position as the greatest masters. So he was disciple of Plato, and Aristotle has also one of the greatest disciple like Alexander. So Plato was an idealist and radicalist, but whereas Aristotle is the realist and the moderate. So even though he was followed or the best disciple of his guru or his masters like Plato, but sometimes he was opposed the ideas of Plato's. So whereas Plato was the idealist and as well as the radical, but whereas Aristotle is the realist and the moderate. So that is the difference between his master and his students. So as the Aristotle has been regarded as the father of political science, as he was the first analyzed the critically and the systematically about the existing conditions of the Greek city states, and he was classification of constitutions is still used understanding the constitution of comparatively. So he was one of the earliest use the comparative method, because in those days he was studied approximately 150 constitutions to write the book of politics. So it seems that he was compared with one constitution to another constitution, one concept to other concept. So like that he was compared and taken a best issues and incorporated in his book politics. So that is why we can say that he is uh, the earliest used the comparative method. That comparative method has been continued to be real relevant even today. So if we take the comparative politics, we can compare the Indian politics with the American politics. We can compare the Indian tradition with the American tradition or other countries traditions. So like here the comparative study is one of the most important the branch of political science. So this is a brief historical background about the introductory analysis about the father of political science, Aristotle. And when we come to his life sketch, so Aristotle was born in the year of 384 BC at Stagira. So Stagira is one of the city in a Greek colony, so which is located on the north stream of coast of the Aegina Sea. So this is the area where he was born. And whereas if we discuss about his father was Nicomachus. He was the court physician to King Amathias. So he was worked as the magician in the Amenthos the kingdom. So Amenthos third kingdom is one of the famous kingdom in those days. So he was worked as the court physician in that kingdom. The Amatyan was the Macedon and father of Philip of the Great. So here Aristotle is father. When he was still a child, he lived a stagira for a period of 18 years. So it means his entire life, childhood is spent in the stagira. But it was in 367 BC that migrated to Athens. So up to the 18 years he was lived in Stagira. But in the year of 367 the Aristotle's family was migrated to the city of Athens. So Athens is one of the powerful city states of those days. And he was in the Athens. He was studied philosophy under Plato. So he was joined as a student in the Plato's academy. So Aristotle remained attached to the academy of the Plato for 20 years until the death of Plato in 347. So here in the year of 347 BC, the Plato, the master of Aristotle, was passed away. And after Plato's death, the Aristotle expected to be the elevated to the leadership of the academy. But the situations are different. But the contrary to his expectations, he was deprived of his position on the grounds that he was not a native Athenian. So the native and local and non-local issue was came, and this left him extremely disappointment. So, but in the year of 342 BC, he was invited. He was invited to the Macedonian court by King Philip to take up the tutorship of the crown prince. So, because of his intellectuality, he was called, or he was visited, or he was invited by the Macedonian court, by the king of the Philip, to teach his son, so Alexander, so who was one of the only the best disciple of Aristotle. So when he was used to teach to Alexander, he was in the 13 years age, and at that time he remained as the he was remained, or he was teached to Alexander up to the 366. So it seems approximately 6 years he was teached to the Alexander. When Alexander was called to ascend as the throne of Macedonia after the murder of his father. So here Alexander's father was killed by someone. So then after his murder, Alexander became the prince, or the king of that kingdom, the Macedonian kingdom. So in the 355 BC, Aristotle opened a revival school known as the Lyceum. So up to that, he was trained under the guidance of Plato and his academy. But after that, with the name of the locality and non-locality, he was started his own school like Lyceum. So in the competitive point of view, generally many of the times used to ask this question. So who was started Lyceum, or the Plato's institution is academy, whereas Aristotle's institution is the Lyceum. So for the next 12 years he was fully occupied by the work of Lyceum. So it seems that the entire work of Lyceum has on his shoulders. He was led the Lyceum in forefront. But from 355 BC to till death of the Aristotle, he is devoted himself to the research, teaching and administrative duties. So it seems that he was entirely dedicated to the to his life to research, teaching and administrative duties. So this is all taken place in the his own academy, like Lyceum. So here is school, not we cannot say is it as academy. Academy is the institution of Plato, but here the Aristotle's institution is the Lyceum. So he was spent his end days in the Lyceum by teaching, by doing research and by participating in the administrative duties. So this is about the Aristotle's life sketch. But finally was died in the year of 322 BC at the age of 62. He was his life. He was lived approximately 62 years. So this is about his life sketch, and he was written various books. Like if we go to his writings, so Aristotle was the famous writer, and I already said that he was not only expert in particular single subject. He was expert in aesthetics, he was expert in biology, he was expert in ethics, he was expert in logic, he was expert in physics, and as well as he was expert in politics and psychology. So that is why he was written number of books. But out of the number of books, very a few books were very familiar, like DPEP. D means D anima, E means ethics, P means politics, and another P is Parvaturalia. So these are the books, famous books. We can remember in a short form. DPEP. D means D anima, P means Parvaturalia, E means ethics, and another P is politics. So like that, his books are four books are very familiar even today in the psychology and in the politics, in the philosophy. So in various streams. My dear students, this is about a brief introduction about the introduction, a life sketch, and his writings. So once again I am repeating that in the entire history of the political theory, so there is no thinker like comparable with Aristotle. So that much of intellectuality he has. So one of his ancient biographers remarked that he wrote a large number of books, close to 150, in every field, because he was expert in various subjects like physics, biology, ethics, like politics, psychology, ethics, logics, rhetoric. So like that, he was expert in various subjects. That is why he was written approximately 150, near close to 150 in every field. It means he was written in the politics, he was written in the biology, he was written in the aesthetics, he was written in the rhetoric, so like the logic. So almost all the issues were covered. That is why he was considered as the walking university. Means the university is the symbol of knowledge. So here the walking university is, the Aristotle is the symbol of knowledge or symbol of university. But the university cannot move. But here the Aristotle is the human being. He used to live, he used to move. So that is why he was called as the moving or walking university. So out of the books, the politics, ethics, on monarchy, philosophy, constitutions, metaphysics, justice, so these are the books were famous. But out of the books, I can state that only some of the books are famous worldwide even today. So the most well known Aristotle works was the Politics, the Nicomachean, and Ethics, and D anima. So these are the, that is why I was said that DPEP we have to remember in a short form, DPEP. So Aristotle's famous book, the Politics, consists of approximately 8 books, which can conveniently to be divided into the 3 parts. So the Aristotle is one of the largest book. It contains 8 books that divided into 3 parts. So it was covered almost all the issues, the contemporary issues, the human nature, state of nature. So these all, and the classification of government. So these the classification of government, and also he was focused on the classification of government. So these are the issues were highlighted in his book Politics. So he was also stated about the polity is the best state of Aristotle. So when he was classified the governments like tyranny, oligarchy, and democracy. But out of these classifications, he was considered the polity is the best state of Aristotle. So he has his own views about the polity. So, my dear students, now I am going to wind up the session. So here, what I am trying to say is that please listen carefully. Write write down about uh, the father of political science, Aristotle, introduction, life sketch, and his writings. So up to now, you have to write down very clearly. Then we will move next class, or we will discuss in next class about his classification of governments. Okay, bye, take care, good night.